Once upon a time, there lived an old man and an old woman. Each day, the old man went into the mountains to gather firewood, and the old woman went to the river every day to wash the clothes.
Heave-ho, heave-ho, heave-ho.
One day, when the old woman was doing her washing at the river as usual, a peach came floating down the river.
Oh my! What a yummy-looking peach this is! This is delicious. I must get some of these to my husband. Hey, yummy peaches, come here. Bitter peaches, go away.
After she said this, a giant peach came floating down the river.
Oh my goodness, what an enormous peach!
The delighted old woman picked up the peach and carried it back to her house.
I'm finally home.
I was waiting for you. Just hurry up and come inside.
What's the matter, old woman?
Today, when I was at the river and I was doing the washing, an enormous giant peach floated downstream, so I brought it home for you to eat.
Well, thanks very much.
As the two began to cut the peach, a baby boy appeared.
What in the world is this?
What a cute little baby this is, oh.
So the old man and the old woman decided to take care of the boy born from a peach and named him Peach Boy. When Peach Boy ate one bowl of rice, he grew much bigger. He ate 2 bowls of rice and grew twice as big. And with 3 bowls of rice, he grew 3 times as big. Soon he was a great big boy. And Peach Boy grew to be strong and smart, with a very kind heart. The old man and the old woman loved Peach Boy dearly and took excellent care of him. One day, when Peach Boy was splitting firewood, a kite came soaring overhead.
Peach Boy, born from a peach, go over the mountains, through the valley, and across the sea to Demon Island and conquer the demons.
Old man, old woman, now that I am big, I'm going to Demon Island.
What?
You must not do such a dangerous thing.
I want to conquer the evil demons who steal our food and ruin our fields and rice paddies.
No. You might be big, but you're still only a child. I give up. You may go to Demon Island. Just be sure you come home safe.
I will, I promise.
So the old man and the old woman gave Peach Boy a new coat and pants, a sturdy pair of steel sandals, and a fabulous sword. Then the old woman made Japan's best millet dumplings and gave him some of those too.
Eat one of these and you will have the strength of 100 men.
Thank you so much, old woman. Old man, old woman, I'll be back.
Peach Boy set off to conquer the demons on Demon Island. When he reached the outskirts of the village, a dog came up to him.
Oh, Peach Boy, where are you going with such a fabulous sword?
To Demon Island to conquer the demons.
What's in the bag at your waist?
The best millet dumplings in all of Japan. Eating one gives you the strength of 100 men.
Okay, give me one and I'll join you.
Okay, great. Let's conquer the demons together.
So the dog ate the millet dumpling and joined him on his way. When Peach Boy and the dog went deep into the mountains, a monkey approached them.
Peach Boy, where do you happen to be going with such marvelous sandals?
To Demon Island to conquer the demons.
Tell me what's in the bag at your waist.
The best millet dumplings in Japan. Eating one gives you the strength of 100 men.
Give me one and I'll join you.
Okay, great. Let's conquer the demons together.
So the monkey ate the millet dumpling and joined them on their way. When Peach Boy, the dog, and the monkey were going through the valley, a pheasant flew up to them.
Peach Boy, where are you going with such a fantastic flag? I'm very curious, won't you tell me?
To Demon Island to conquer the demons.
What's in the bag at your waist?
The best millet dumplings in Japan. Eating one gives you the strength of 100 men.
Give me one and I will join you.
Okay, great. Let's conquer the demons together.
So the pheasant ate the millet dumpling and joined them on their way. Peach Boy and his group went over many mountains, through the valley, and set sail for Demon Island.
I see it! Demon Island!
Finally, Peach Boy and his group arrived. At the entrance to the island, there was a tall, wide gate. First, the pheasant flew over it to see what was inside.
The demons are taking a nap right now. It's all quiet.
Next, the monkey climbed over the gate to open the lock from inside. Then the dog pushed open the heavy gate.
On guard! Peach Boy, the strongest boy in Japan, is here to conquer you evil demons!
The startled demons woke up and attacked. Peach Boy defeated one demon after another. The demons were no match for the dog, the monkey, and the pheasant who'd been fortified by the millet dumplings. Back in the fortress, the demon general was having a feast.
It's terrible! It's terrible! Peach Boy and his gang are attacking us! Peach Boy?
I am Peach Boy. I was born from a peach and I'm here to conquer you!
You think you can defeat me?
The demon general brandished a great steel rod. But Peach Boy drew his sword.
What in the world? No! Spare my life, please!
Do you swear to stop making people suffer?
I swear I'll never do it again!
You promise?
Yes, I promise!
Very well then, so I'll spare your life.
The grateful demon gave all his treasure to Peach Boy. Peach Boy and his friends sailed back over the sea, through the valley, and over the mountains, back to their home. The old man and the old woman were delighted and welcomed Peach Boy home. He shared the demon's treasure with all the villagers and brought wonderful treats for the dog, the monkey, and the pheasant. From that day forward, the demons never bothered anyone again, and they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in the land of Sagami, a little boy named KINTARO lived in Mount Ashigara. He was a healthy boy who wore nothing but a red waistcoat and ran around the mountains carrying an axe.
Mother, I got some wood!
Good boy. It's dinner time.
Let's eat!
KINTARO lived with his kindly mother. His father was said to be a red dragon that lived in the sky. KINTARO was friends with the mountain animals. Today they made a wrestling ring in the field and are having a wrestling match.
He's hanging in there.
The strongest of the animals was the great big bear. One by one, he sent the other animals flying out of the ring.
And now it's my turn.
Don't cry when I send you flying.
Ready? Go!
Next, they had a tug of war.
It's all of us against KINTARO now, and we can't lose.
Ho!
That's it. Pull! Pull!
Heave!
You can do it. Pull him back. Oh!
KINTARO and his friends often had races. Today, they're racing each other to the top of the mountain.
Wait up!
All right, we're almost there.
Now it's time to really cut loose. Come on, fast, baby.
Oh no, there's no way I can beat KINTARO.
Oh.
One hot summer day, they went swimming at a pond.
Ready? Go!
While KINTARO was swimming, a giant carp who owned the pond appeared. If it isn't KINTARO, even you can't beat me in the water then.
Oh, yes, I can.
Well then, try and catch me if you can.
Wow! All right.
Come on over here.
Wait up!
He's still on my tail. Rather tenacious, isn't he? Oh, I'm tired.
Gotcha!
He caught me there! The surprised carp jumped high into the air with KINTARO on his back. KINTARO was also a very kind-hearted boy. When his mother's eyes went bad, he carried her on his back to a spa known to cure eye problems.
KINTARO, have a rice ball.
It's okay. I'm not hungry. You can eat my share, Mother.
Along the way, KINTARO carved an image of a child god on a rock with his fingernails.
Please cure my mother's eyes.
And so his mother's eyes instantly recovered. One day, there was a storm on peaceful Mount Ashigara. Heavy rain fell and a strong wind blew. Even KINTARO couldn't go outside on a day like this.
Hey, everybody, are you okay? Hello?
On the mountain, a rabbit was trapped under a fallen tree.
Help me!
KINTARO, are you okay?
Yes, thank you.
Leave-ho!
KINTARO went further and found some animals trapped on a cliff on the other side of a ravine.
The bridge washed out and we can't cross over.
Okay, wait there! Ha! 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 Hooray! Thanks, KINTARO! KINTARO, thanks! Hooray!
And And so happy days began again on Mount Ashigara. Then one day, a noble warrior named Minamoto no Yorimitsu was passing near Mount Ashigara. Yorimitsu looked up to see a red cloud floating over the mountain. Wondering what it was, he took 3 of his soldiers and went into the mountains. What a powerful kid. Now, what's your name?
I'm KINTARO!
What do you say, KINTARO? How about wrestling one of my men? Yorimitsu, you must be joking. He's only a child. Urabi Suateka, being careless, was easily thrown out. Yorimitsu, I'm next. Next, Uzi Zadamitsu went up against the boy. But he was easily thrown out too. Next, a big man named Watanabe no Tsuna came forward.
All right, KINTARO, try and beat me.
Watanabe was very strong, and the two were caught in a deadlock.
The result's a tie, then.
Just as Yorimitsu was about to stop them, KINTARO tripped Watanabe.
Ah, then, this kid's a real powerhouse. What do you say, KINTARO? How about being one of my men and coming to the capital?
What? The capital? Sorry, but I can't leave my mother all alone.
And a kind boy, too.
Yorimitsu went home with KINTARO to talk to his mother. She was surprised at first, but agreed to let KINTARO go to the capital.
Ever since you were born, I knew this day would come. The cloud he saw over the mountain was a message from your father in heaven. KINTARO, go and become a great warrior.
Yes, Mother, I'll do my best.
The next day, KINTARO set off for the capital.
Bye. See you.
After that, KINTARO was given the name Sakata Kintoki, and he trained with all his might. Eventually, he joined Urabi Suateki, Uzi Sadamitsu, and Watanabe no Tsuna to form Shinteno, a band of the 4 greatest warriors who could vanquish even ogres.
This story took place about 850 years ago. In those days, warriors were fighting all over Japan, some for the house of Minamoto and others for the house of Taira. Then, finally, the house of Taira vanquished the top general of the house of Minamoto, Yoshitomo of Minamoto. Swallowing her grief, his wife, Tokiwa Gozen, took their 3 young children, Imawaka, Otowaka, and Ushiwaka, and fled the capital in hopes of escaping the clutches of the house of Taira. but soon they were captured by soldiers of the House of Tara and brought to General Kiyomori of Tara.
Lord Kiyomori, I will give you my life. Do as you wish with me, Lord. But please, spare the lives of my 3 little children.
Kiyomori feared the children would oppose the House of Tara when they grew up, and had planned to have them killed. But touched by their mother's gentle plea, he agreed to spare them.
All right, they may live. But the children must not become warriors. They shall be placed in temples as monks.
So Imawaka, age 7, and Otawaka, age 5, were immediately sent away to temples, and Tokiwa was forced to promise the Ushiwaka would be sent away too as soon as he reached the age of 7. Time went by, and finally the day came to fulfill the promise made to Kiyomori.
Ushiwaka, now you're 7 years old. As was promised, now you must enter a temple and work hard to become a great monk.
Yes, very well, Mother.
Ushiwakamura went to a temple in Mount Kurama, north of the capital city of Kyoto, where he trained intently.
Hiya! Yeah! Hiya! Hiya! Oh!
Sometimes Ushiwakamura grew lonely, and then he would sneak out of the temple and play his flute in the woods to soothe his soul. One such day...
Huh? Hey! Who is that there?
How nimble! You are indeed General Minamoto's boy.
Minamoto? What do you mean?
I'm the great long-nosed goblin of Mount Kurama.
What do you want, Goblin?
Listen careful, Ushiwakamaru. Listen carefully to what I say. Your father was the great General Yoshitomo of Minamoto, who was vanquished by the House of Taira. Now you must defeat your father's enemies and overthrow the House of Taira. Then you will resurrect the House of Minamoto.
What?
From now on, my servants, the long-nosed crow goblins, will assist you in your training. In order to beat your father's enemies, you will be trained like never before. Never, ever doubt my words.
Wow.
Hi-ya!
Hey, that's not fair.
Now it's our job to train you. Better work hard.
During the day, Ushiwakamura studied in the temple as before, but at night he trained at swordsmanship in the forest. Little by little, his skill improved, until finally there wasn't a long-nosed goblin crow that could beat him.
Ah, well done. You have trained well, my boy. We have taught you all we can. Now you will become a great warrior, and you will avenge your father's death.
Yes, sir.
Never ever doubt my words.
Thus trained as a swordsman at Mount Kurama, at the age of 15, Ushiwakamaru left the temple and headed off for the capital. Around that time, in the capital...
What's this?
Steady now. Just hand over the sword, or else you'll have to fight me.
Okay, well, come and get it then.
You could have just handed it over quietly.
Each night, a great ruffian named Mushashibo Benki was stalking Gojo Bridge and stealing the swords of all who passed. Rumor had it he was planning to gather 1,000 swords.
999 swords so far. Tonight, with one more sword, I'll have 1,000. Let's make it a good one. What's this? A kid? He's got a handsome sword. Hey boy, drop that sword. I said drop that sword. It's a sword worthy to be the 1,000th sword.
You must be that ruffian who nightly disturbs the people of the capital.
What? Think you're getting off easy, kid? Drop the sword or I'll take it away.
I see. You're as bad as your reputation. But let's see if you can get my sword from me now.
What an insolent brat.
Hey! Hey! You will never manage to get my sword off me like that. What's wrong? You tired already? Benkei, you are strong, but your strength is only brute force. Sometimes you need to pull back and let your opponent wear himself out. If you keep on ranting and raving like a tiger, you'll only tire yourself out too soon.
Why, you're right. If you please, what's your name?
I am USHIWAKAMARU, son of Yoshitomo of Minamoto. I have come to the capital to avenge my father's death and vanquish the house of Taira.
You are a young general of the house of Minamoto. The reason I, Mushashibo Benkei, am collecting swords is to rearm the Minamoto clan. Young sir, how about it? Please make me one of your men. Please do, sir, and I will serve you with my life.
And so Benkei became one of USHIWAKAMARU's men and served him till the end of his days. USHIWAKAMARU later changed his name to Kuro Hogen Yoshitsume of Minamoto. He joined forces with his elder brother, Yoritomo, to defeat the House of Taira at the Battle of Dan-Orua. But that's another story. Well, that's all for now.
Once upon a time, there was an old bamboo cutter called Okina who lived near the capital. The old man earned a meager living by going out each day to cut bamboo to make sieves and baskets and other things. One day, when the old man went to the bamboo grove as usual, he noticed one bamboo stalk that was shining at its base. Wondering what it was, the old man cut the bamboo and found a cute little girl inside. The old man was amazed.
This child must be a gift from the gods.
And he took her home with him. His wife was overjoyed when she saw the adorable little girl. As the old couple had no children, they named her Shining Princess and decided to raise her as their own. Strange things continued to happen after that. Each time the old man cut bamboo, gold coins would fall from the stalks. The old man became rich and built a big house. Little Shining Princess grew quickly, and within 3 months she had become a beautiful maiden. Her beauty was so brilliant that the whole house shone with pure light, and the old man and old woman felt at peace just to be near her. Word of Shining Princess spread throughout the land, and many young men came to the house to ask for her hand in marriage. But Shining Princess wouldn't see any of them because she didn't want to marry anyone. Nonetheless, one day 5 noblemen came to propose to her. These 5 were so earnest that Shining Princess could not refuse to meet with them. To the 5 men who sighed at her beauty, she said,
I will marry the one who finds what I ask for.
The things she asked for, however, were all very difficult to find. Shining Princess was hoping the 5 men would have to give up. She asked the first man, Prince Ishitsukuri, to bring her a stone pot from Tianzu that had been used by the Buddha. But since it was impossible to go far away to Tianzu, the prince hid out, pretending to take a trip, then brought an old stone pot from a temple in the mountains.
Here is the pot used by the Buddha.
Looking at the pot, Shining Princess shook her head.
The Buddha's pot should be shining. From which mountain temple did you get this old, sooty pot?
Easily caught in his lie, Prince Ishitsukuri went home with a heavy heart. Prince Kuramochi was asked to bring a branch from a jewel tree in Penlaishan. The tree had roots of silver, a golden trunk, and pearls for fruit. The prince got on a ship and pretended to sail to faraway Penlaishan, but then hired skilled craftsmen to make a replica of the branch. When a perfect imitation was completed, he pretended he had just returned from the journey and went to Shining Princess's house. The jeweled branch was so splendid, Shining Princess feared she might not be able to refuse to marry the man. But while he was telling the story of how difficult it was to get the branch, some craftsmen came rushing up. The prince still owed them money, and they had come to collect it. So, Shining Princess knew it was all a lie. She asked the third man, Abe, the minister of the right, to bring leather clothes made from the skins of the legendary white mice of Tang. The minister of the right was very rich, so he paid a merchant to go to Tang and buy the leather clothes for him. After a while, he got the leather clothes and went happily back to Shining Princess's house. Seeing the clothes, she said,
If these clothes are real, they will not burn.
And she threw it on the fire. But the clothes burned brightly and turned into ashes, so the minister of the right went away in shame. The princess asked the fourth man, Utomono Miyuki, to bring the 5-color jewels from the neck of a dragon. Miyuki decided to get the jewels himself, so he boarded a ship and sailed out to sea. On the way there was a terrible storm. Tossed like a leaf, the boat nearly sank.
Oh, I won't go after the dragon, so please let the storm pass! Aye!
Miyuki put his hands together and called out loud. The ship finally managed to make it back to port, and Miyuki never went to see Shining Princess again. The fifth man, Vice Minister Izanokami, was asked to bring a cowrie shell said to be found in the nest of a swallow. The Vice Minister climbed into a basket and had his servants hoist him up high to where there was a swallow's nest.
I found it! Bring me down, quick!
But the servants pulled the rope too quickly, overturning the basket and tumbling the Vice Minister to the ground. Even so, he held tight to the cowrie shell. But looking closely, all he had were some bird droppings. The Vice Minister was badly hurt and took to bed. Feeling sorry for him, Shining Princess wrote a get-well letter, and so no one was able to make Shining Princess his wife. A rumor of Shining Princess reached the Mikado. He sent her a message saying that if she would come to the capital, he would make the old man into a high-ranking nobleman. Hearing this, Shining Princess began to cry.
I do not want to leave this house. I want to stay here with the two of you as long as I can.
Of course you can, my dear. We just want you to be very happy.
The old man rejected the Mikado's offer. This made the Mikado even more curious, and on his way back from a hunting trip, he stopped by Shining Princess's house. Her beauty was beyond his imagination, and the Mikado felt purified just to be near her. He fell madly in love with Shining Princess.
Please, come to the capital with me.
I am not of this land. I cannot go with you, even if I wanted to.
Even so, the Mikado couldn't forget about Shining Princess. He continued to write letters to her, and Shining Princess wrote back to him with all her heart. 3 years passed, and near the end of spring, the princess began to sigh, and her eyes would glisten with tears each time she looked at the moon. The worried old couple asked what was wrong, but she never answered. Finally, as the day of the August full moon approached, Shining Princess told them,
I am from the moon. On the night of the next full moon, I must go back to my city on the moon. I am sad to have to leave you both.
The old man and the old woman were amazed and saddened too. The night of the full moon arrived. The old man asked the Mikado to send 2,000 soldiers to surround the house and protect it. Shining Princess hid in the farthest room of the house, and the old man and the old woman sat nearby to watch over her. At midnight, a blinding light flashed, and heavenly maidens descended to earth. The soldiers raised their bows to shoot, but their arms would not move. Then a clear voice rang out.
Old man! The bamboo cutter, thank you for taking care of Shining Princess for such a long time. Now she must return to the city of the moon.
Then a door silently opened, and Shining Princess was drawn from within. The old man and old woman couldn't stop her, but just looked up at the princess in amazement.
Wait. When I put on the half coat, I will no longer understand the hearts of people on earth. First.
Shining Princess thanked the old couple for taking care of her until now, and she handed them a goodbye letter for the Mikado. Then she donned the half coat, and without looking back, she got into a carriage that flew through the sky. And the old man and the old woman remained and saw her off to the very end.
Once upon a time, there lived a kind old man and a mean old woman.
Hurry up, old man. Go get some wood.
Yes, yes, I'm going. It's time for lunch. You want some food? Here you are.
The old man gave the baby sparrow some grains of rice, which she ate heartily.
So cute. You must have been starving. You're here all alone. You must be lost. I'd like to help you, but...
The old man thought of the mean old woman back at home and wondered what he should do. But he decided to take the cute little lost sparrow home anyway.
What do you think you're doing? Bringing home a baby sparrow? How are we going to feed it?
I'll give it some of my food then. I think that'll be all right.
You fool!
The old man named the little bird Peep and loved it very much.
Little Peep, I'm going out to get some wood.
Please take care.
Old woman, be sure to feed Peep then.
Who's giving anything to that bird?
The old woman was making starch for the laundry. Having nothing to eat all day, Peep thought even starch would be okay.
Now I have to starch those darn clothes.
I'm hungry.
Peep had planned to eat only a little, but she was so hungry it just kept on eating.
Ah! What are you doing? Eating my precious starch, you bad bird! Thieves like you!
The old woman grabbed Peep's tongue and cut it right off with a pair of scissors. That evening, when the man came back from gathering firewood,
I'm home. Well then, how's Peep doing?
That sparrow just flew off somewhere.
What did you say then?
It ate my starch for the laundry, so I cut off its tongue.
That's horrible, horrible. Peep, Peep.
the old man hurried off to look for Peep.
Where are you, Peep?
When he came to the river, he found 3 cows with a man washing them.
Have you seen a tongueless sparrow?
If you wash my cow's legs, I'll tell you.
Yes, yes, I'll wash them.
So the old man carefully washed the legs of the 3 cows. When he finished, the other man said,
I saw a little sparrow upstream from here.
Oh, really? Oh, thanks so much.
So the old man headed upstream. Soon, he came upon 6 horses with a man washing them.
Excuse me, but have you seen a tongueless sparrow around here anywhere?
If you wash my horse's legs, I'll tell you.
Yes, yes, certainly.
So the old man carefully washed the legs of the 6 horses.
Up over there's a sparrow's village in that bamboo grove. If you go there, you'll find the sparrow.
Oh, thank you so much.
The old man ran in the direction the man pointed, and in the middle of the bamboo grove he found a small gate.
This is it, the village of the sparrows. Peep, 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 come here. Where are you? Peep, peep, come here. Peep, peep, where are you? Peep, come here.
The old man called and called.
Old man!
Oh, Peep, I missed you. Are you okay?
Don't worry, old man. Please don't worry. My tongue has already recovered.
Well then, that's good to hear now, Peep.
Peep showed the old man around the house. It turned out that she was Princess of Sparrow's village. The old man watched their dancing and had a wonderful feast.
That was the really most fun I ever had. But sorry to say, though, I really must be going.
Well then, please take whichever of these baskets you want as a souvenir.
All right. Rather than the heavy one, I think the small, light one is good enough for me, then. Oh, my.
The sparrows of the village saw him off, and the old man happily took the smaller basket and went home. When he got home and opened the basket, it was full of golden coins and treasure.
Oh, this is incredible!
Old man, why didn't you take the bigger basket? I'm going to go there myself and get that big one.
The old man tried to stop her, but the old woman wouldn't listen and dashed out of the house.
Hey, you!
On the way, she forced the cow washer and the horse washer to tell her the way. So the old woman made it to the sparrows' village without doing any work.
So this is the sparrows' village. Hey, Peep! Get out here, quick!
Nobody came out, so the old woman just let herself into the house.
Peep! I know you're in here! Hello, Peep!
Old woman, what are you doing here?
You've got a big basket around here, haven't you? Give it to me or I'll cut your tongue again! Yes, this is it!
By the time the woman got back to the road, the sun had gone down and night fell on the mountain.
Oh, it's getting heavier. Oh, it's so heavy. So heavy. How did it get so heavy? Oh! How did that basket get so heavy? Ah!
The old woman finally made it back home.
I've been terrible. I'll be nice from now on.
Fine. People will be glad to hear it too.
And so the old woman mended her ways, and the old man and the old woman lived happily ever after.
Yippee!
There once was an old temple at the foot of a mountain where a monk named Bambuku lived. Each day a badger came to the temple.
Here you go then, good boy.
The monk always fed the badger.
Yummy!
And he loved him very much. But one day, the badger stopped coming to the temple.
I miss him so much.
Don't worry, he'll come back someday.
The disciples tried to cheer the monk up.
You think? Oh, I sure hope so.
One day, a little while later, the monk had to go into town. After doing his errands, the monk stopped by a hardware store, and there he found a beautiful tea kettle.
What a really fine tea kettle.
When the monk picked the kettle up,
Buy me, please.
Oh, then, where did that voice come from?
Although he thought it a bit strange, the monk decided to buy the kettle and take it home.
This was a good buy indeed.
The monk went happily back to the temple.
The monk has come back with a beautiful tea kettle.
I can't wait to see it.
Eager to see the new kettle, the disciples peeked into the monk's room. The monk was having a nap right in front of the kettle.
Look, there's the kettle, huh?
Suddenly, the kettle started to move. The disciples rubbed their eyes in disbelief.
Oh!
And then, spring, the tea kettle sprouted a tail.
Ghost!
Startled by their voices, the monk woke up.
Hey, what's with all this noise?
The kettle has a tail!
What? Let's see. There's nothing wrong with it.
When he looked, the kettle was back to normal.
You don't train enough. That's why you're seeing things.
Upon being scolded, the disciples skulked away.
Yes, sir.
Indeed. Well, then, I'm awake now. Right, I think I'll make some tea.
But when the monk put the kettle on to boil...
Oh! What's this?
The tea kettle leaped off the fire. In a moment, it had sprouted a head, then next a tail, and finally arms and legs.
Oh, it's a kettle monster!
The disciples came running.
Master, what's the matter?
When the monk looked again, the kettle was back to normal.
Oh, it was nothing then. I just thought I saw something.
As the monk was puzzling things over, he heard the voice of a goods dealer.
Used goods for sale!
Perhaps he would take this kettle.
And so the monk parted with the tea kettle.
Oh, thank you very much. What a fine tea kettle I got.
The goods dealer went home happy as can be. He was so pleased with his purchase, the goods dealer decided to keep the tea kettle for himself.
I'm a poor man, but surely I could keep this thing.
So the goods dealer put the kettle in his room. Night fell, and the goods dealer went to bed.
Mr. Dealer, wake up!
Who's that so late at night? Oh!
The talking tea kettle had sprouted a head and tail.
Don't be scared. I'm a badger that used to live at the foot of the mountain.
What? A badger?
Yes, and the monk used to take very good care of me. He would always give me lots of food, so one day I went to town to find a special gift for him. And on the way, some bad guys tried to catch me, so I quickly turned myself into a tea kettle. But the bad guys took the tea kettle and sold me to the hardware dealer. Then the monk came along and bought me back. But as a tea kettle, I only get water. Oh, please let me stay here, please, please. I'm so very hungry.
All right, you may stay here, yes, but I'm very poor. I'm not sure I can feed you whenever you want.
Well, in that case, I can help you.
The tea kettle badger drummed on his tummy.
I can do tricks, wonderful tricks by a funny tea kettle like me. Rat-a-tat-ta, rat-a-tat-ta.
Oh, what a good idea! The next morning, the goods dealer and the badger worked together to build a stage in front of the shop.
Come, ladies Ladies and gentlemen, see the world's most amazing tea kettle!
The goods dealer addressed the crowd. People came by the hundreds, amazed to see the tea kettle badger walking a tightrope.
Oopsie daisy! Here I go! Whoa! Look at him!
See, did you see him? Look at him. Look at him there. Look at him there.
Word spread, and soon the show was packed every day. The goods dealer and the tea kettle badger were rich in no time at all.
Little tea kettle, it's all thanks to you. Take this money, go back to being a badger, and do what you like.
The little tea kettle badger was troubled.
But I've been a kettle so long, I don't know how to go back to being a badger anymore.
Now that's a problem.
The goods dealer thought long and hard and came up with a wonderful idea. He took the tea kettle back to the monk and told him the whole story.
You mean this tea kettle is my old friend the badger?
The goods dealer handed over the tea kettle. Please, please keep this tea kettle in the temple. Take this money and why don't you buy some offerings for it in place of food?
Of course I will then. Really, to think you're that badger. I'm sorry, I didn't really recognize you.
Master!
The monk took the tea kettle badger in his arms. And from that day forward, the tea kettle had a place of honor in the temple, and offerings were made to it every day.
Once upon a time, long, long ago, Mrs. Crab was looking for food along a river when she found a rice ball.
Yay, a rice ball! Yay, a rice ball!
As she rejoiced, along came a monkey. The monkey was also looking for food, but all he had found so far was a single persimmon seed.
Yay, 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 yay!
The monkey was hungry and jealous of Mrs. Crab.
Good day, Mrs. Crab. Good day, Mrs. Crab. How would you like to swap that rice ball for this persimmon seed? Once you've eaten that rice ball, that's the end of it. But just plant this persimmon seed, and later you can eat persimmons to your heart's content.
I see. All right, let's swap then. Ha, 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 ha.
No sooner did the monkey take the rice ball than he gobbled it up. When Mrs. Crab got back home, the first thing she did was to plant the persimmon seed in her garden.
Sprout soon, persimmon.
As she watered it, she sang.
Soon and bear some fruit. Otherwise, persimmon seed, I will cut your stem with my scissors.
The seed, not wanting to be snipped, quickly put forth a bud. The next day, Mrs. Crab sang to the bud.
Grow up, persimmon bud. Grow up, grow up, grow quickly. Otherwise, persimmon bud, I will cut your stem with my scissors.
The persimmon bud grew up very fast indeed. Now it was a small tree. The next day and the next, Mrs. Crab sang to it as she watered it. The persimmon soon became a large tree. Leaves shot forth, and then, finally, blossoms appeared.
Show your fruit, persimmon flower. Show it soon, show it quickly. Otherwise, persimmon flower.
The blossoms obligingly turned into round fruits. At first they were green, but gradually they turned red in color. Finally, the tree was covered with delicious-looking fruit.
Ah!
Straight away, Mrs. Crab tried to pluck a persimmon,
Snippety-snap!
but no matter what she did, she could not reach any. And when she tried to climb the tree, she immediately fell down. All that work and all those persimmons, and she couldn't eat a one. She was at her wit's end. Just then, along came the monkey.
So many yummy persimmons.
The monkey was quite jealous, so he said to Mrs. Crab,
I'll climb the tree and get the persimmons for you.
Thank you. Please go ahead then.
The monkey scooted up the tree, plucked the ripest persimmons he could find, and began eating them.
These are good.
Mrs. Crab waited down below, but the monkey was gobbling up all the persimmons.
These are wonderful.
Oh, Mr. Monkey, toss some persimmons down to me quickly, please.
But the monkey planned to keep the delicious
Mr.
persimmons
Monkey,
all
toss
to
them
himself.
down, please.
Shut up.
Mr. Monkey!
Picked one that was still green and hard and threw it at Mrs. Crab.
Oh!
Mrs. Crab's shell was cracked. She fainted. Then all the baby crabs Mrs. Crab had been about to give birth to were suddenly born. They were shocked to see their mother lying there unconscious. Together, they lifted her up on their backs and carried her back home. Meanwhile, the monkey had gathered all the remaining persimmons and carried them on his back to his home. The next day, a good friend of the crabs came by, a bee.
Hey, Mrs. Crab, come on out. Let's have some fun.
But no reply came from within the cottage. Rather, the bee heard the sound of someone softly sobbing. Concerned, the bee peeked through the crack between the sliding doors. The grievously wounded Mrs. Crab lay suffering in bed. Surrounding her were her baby crabs weeping. Shocked, the bee rushed in.
What on earth happened?
Mrs. Crab told the bee what had happened the day before. As he listened, he grew quite furious.
That no good monkey! How dare he do such a thing! I'm gonna teach him a lesson! Charge!
So the bee took off in the direction of the monkey's house, followed by all the baby crabs.
Go, crabs!
As the procession of bee and crabs went along, they encountered a chestnut coming from the opposite direction.
Hey, everybody! Where are you all going off to?
The bee explained the situation.
Just terrible!
The chestnut was outraged and joined the procession. At this point, a large mortar came down the road.
Hello there, and where might you all be going?
The bee explained, and the mortar's broad face reddened with anger.
I'll give you a hand, and then we'll punish that monkey together then.
Now that mortar joined the procession. And on they went until they encountered a pile of cow dung.
Never tried deodorant?
So, where's everybody going?
When they explained their mission, the dung became incensed.
Let me help too.
Said the dung, and it too was admitted to their ranks. They arrived at the monkey's house. but it appeared that he was out. So the bee, the chestnut, the mortar, the cow dung, and the baby crabs all had a conference and worked out a strategy.
All right, before the monkey gets back, everyone to your battle stations.
Let's go! They all went to hide in the various places they'd agreed on. In blissful ignorance of all this, the monkey returned home. He came in, made a fire, and relaxed. As the fire burned red hot, the chestnut burst out from amongst the ashes. The chestnut flew smack into the monkey's face. It burned and it hurt. The monkey wanted to splash some water on his face, so he rushed over to the water pot and lifted up the cover. That instant, the bee, who had been hiding under the lid, zoomed straight into the monkey's face and stung him hard. The monkey made a mad dash for the door, but waiting for him at the threshold was none other than the pile of cow dung. The monkey stepped right on it and whoops, slipped and landed flat on his tummy. At that point, the mortar, who had been waiting up on the roof, landed thwack on the back of the fallen monkey. The dazed monkey's eyes were spinning, and now he felt sharp pains all over his body. The baby crabs were jabbing and snipping at him everywhere with their tiny scissors.
Who are you?
The mortar sitting on the monkey's back replied,
Just think about the horrible things you've done to Mrs. Crab.
I'm sorry.
The bee flew right up in front of the monkey's face and said,
Hey, monkey face, do you swear you'll never be bad again?
I swear it, I swear it.
Escorted by the bee and the others, the monkey went to visit the injured Mrs. Crab.
Mrs. Crab, forgive me?
Since the monkey apologized, Mrs. Crab did forgive him. And she thanked the bee, the chestnut, the mortar, and the cow dung for their help.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
After a while, Mrs. Crab recovered completely. Her children were overjoyed. In due time, the persimmon tree again bore fruit. But this time, the crabs and the monkey cooperated in gathering the fruit and in sharing their bountiful harvest.
Hello.
Once upon a time, an old man and an old woman lived happily together in a little house on a little mountain. The couple had a little vegetable garden where they grew their food. One morning, when the old man went out to the garden...
Oh! Oh! This is horrible! Who did this?
The garden had been ransacked. The culprit was a badger who lived on the mountain. From that day on, the badger showed up in the garden day and night.
Hey! Huh? Hey, wait!
Oh. Hey, stupid old man! I'm going to eat all the vegetables you can grow!
Oh, bad badger!
The old man talked to the old woman, and they made a trap with a basket and a rope. Below the basket, they placed some grilled fish.
Oh, smells good. Wow, chow time.
The badger went right for the bait. The basket dropped, and he was trapped inside.
Gotcha! Your evil deeds are through!
Drat! Let me out of here, or else you'll be sorry!
The old man tied the badger up and carried him home. So, this is the badger who's been ruining our garden. The old woman, who had been making millet cakes, stopped working and peered at the badger.
Yes, let's tie him to the post in the kitchen.
After tying the badger, the old man went back out to the garden. The badger seemed to calm down once he was tied, but really he was trying to think of a way to escape.
I know. I'll trick the old woman.
And the badger started bawling. What's wrong?
The rope's too tight and it hurts. I'll never touch your garden again. I'll do whatever you say. Just please loosen these ropes.
Come now. Please don't cry like that. The old woman felt sorry for the badger. All right. I'll loosen the rope just a little. So the old woman loosened the ropes a little, and the badger slipped right out.
Foolish old woman. Thank you.
You tricked me.
Shut up! It's your fault for being tricked.
Ouch! The badger shoved the old woman's back. Oh, ouch.
Bye now, you old bag.
The badger stuck out his tongue and ran off. After a while, the old man came home.
I'm home. Huh? What happened? Oh,
my back. The old woman writhed in pain as she had been hit hard on the back.
You poor thing. I know. I'll go to the mountains to get some healing herbs.
So the old man set off for the mountains. While he was picking the herbs, a rabbit came hopping up to him.
Dum-dum! Hi there, what's up?
The old man told the rabbit the story of what had happened.
Unforgivable! I'll get even with that badger for you!
The rabbit cut a bunch of dry grass and made a big bundle. Then he took some of the millet cakes the old woman had made and waited for nightfall. Night fell, and as the moon rose over the fields...
Here he comes!
I smell millet cakes.
The mischievous badger was lured by the smell.
Hi there, badger! If you help me carry this bundle of dry grass, I'll give you some millet cakes.
Really?
That'll be easy. For helping you, I get all the millet cakes.
Sure. Okay, let's go.
The rabbit followed right behind the badger. The rabbit slyly took out some flintstones. And then, clack, clack.
Huh?
Did I just hear a clacking sound?
Did you? It must be the clacking of birds. The sparks from the flint set the grass on fire. Crackle, crackle.
Huh? Did I just hear a crackling sound?
It must be some crackling birds.
Are you sure? Huh? Hey, it's hot. Oh, it's hot. Too hot. Oh! Ow! Oh, that was terrible.
When the badger got back to his den, he looked at the burn on his back in anger.
Ah, that's ouch.
Just then, the rabbit came to visit him with a jar. Badger, what a terrible thing. I brought you some good burn medicine.
Yikes! That stings!
The badger jumped in pain. The medicine was really hot chili peppers and soybean paste. Good medicine always stings.
Ouch, 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 ouch. You sure?
You need nourishment to heal a burn. Let's go to the sea and catch some fish.
Fish? Well, I'm sick of the mountains. The sea might be nice.
So the rabbit and the badger went to the sea. I get the wooden boat. You take the mud one, okay?
Okay. I'll get lots of fish and eat them all myself.
The two went off in their boats, and then...
Ah! My boat is melting! It's
the badger's
melting!
boat quickly melted away.
Oh, I can't swim! I can't swim! Help!
All because of you, the old woman is hurt. You deserve to be punished.
I'll never do anything bad again!
The badger managed to make it to shore and ran off in a hurry. After punishing the badger, the rabbit went back to tell the old man.
Thank you, Rabbit. How can I thank you enough? If you like, you can live here with us.
Really? That would be great! After that, the badger never came back again. The rabbit helped the old man work in the garden. And they grew more vegetables than ever before.
All thanks to the rabbit.
The old woman's back got better, and the three of them lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, there lived a kind old man who had a large lump on his right cheek. The old man's lump was larger than a fist. It swayed and bounced as he tilled his field.
Oh, if only I could get rid of this lump.
The old man decided to go to a shrine deep in the forest to pray for the lump to be removed.
I know. I'll ask that other old man to go with me.
There was another old man living in the village who also had a lump. He was a mean old man with a lump on his left cheek. The kind old man went to the mean old man's house to ask him to go with him to the shrine.
Hey, let's go together to pray. I don't want to. It won't do any good anyway. I'd rather take a nap.
In the end, the kind old man went along to the shrine deep in the forest.
Please, oh gods, remove my lump.
Forgetting all about the time, the old man prayed with all his might. Night fell. The kind old man who had been praying so hard began to doze. Then suddenly, delightful music began to play outside the shrine.
What's that sound?
The cheerful music grew louder and louder.
Tonight's our banquet! Time to sing and dance!
A band of ogres were outside, drinking wine, eating snacks, and dancing at a great banquet.
Looks like a lot of fun.
The kind old man loved to dance. As he watched the ogres enjoying their party, he got the urge to dance himself. The ogres' party grew more and more festive. The kind old man just couldn't keep his feet from moving.
Oh, I just can't help myself. What's this human doing here? Shall we eat him as a snack?
No, wait. His dancing is great.
This is great. The old man's a good dancer.
The kind old man joined in the party, dancing with the ogres. Finally, the banquet came to an end. The kind old man said goodbye to the ogres and bowed his head in thanks.
That was a good show indeed. To reward you, we'll remove that lump for you. It just gets in the way. Oh!
The ogre gave a tug. The lump came right off.
Oh, it's gone.
The kind old man was delighted and thanked the ogres many times.
Oh, the lump is gone! The lump is gone!
What? All you had to do was dance and they removed your lump for you?
The kind old man told the mean old man all about what had happened with the ogres.
I didn't know ogres could be so kind. If that's the case, maybe I should go myself.
The mean old man walked to the shrine deep in the forest.
Why bother praying? The ogres are sure to come anyway when night falls.
The mean old man went to sleep, snoring loudly. Night came, and the music of the ogres began.
So, they're finally here.
The ogres' music grew louder and louder.
All right now.
The mean old man was excited to see the ogres he had waited so long to meet. He had once been afraid of the terrifying ogres, but not anymore.
Hey, who are you?
Well, well, my dear ogre, I've been waiting for you.
The ogre stared and glared at the mean old man.
Hey, you've got a lump too. That must mean you're a good dancer too.
The ogres began playing their flute and drums.
If you're a good dancer, we'll reward you well. You call that dancing?
Pretty good, aren't I?
The angry ogres took the lump they had removed from the kind old man the previous night and attached it to the mean old man's right cheek. Now the mean old man had 2 lumps, one on his right cheek and one on his left. And from that day on, the ogres never appeared again at the shrine deep in the forest.